Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to Blast Off with Light. And behind me, you can see part of today's project. I've got a slimy tree. Now, I got the sapling for this guy quite a while back. Well, I've harvested a couple of these trees. They take a long time to grow. They do not enjoy growing. But they look pretty awesome once they do. I might need to make a slimy biome. But I don't know how to make the blue slime dirt, so I don't know how to get slimy grass spreading. I'll look into that. Don't know if you can. But even if it's just the slimy soil, that'll be fine. Because we can make boatloads of that given our conservation station. Because the netherwort is really easy and fast growing. And we can duplicate gravel and soul sand till the cows come home. Speaking of which, we don't have any cows. Don't know if there's a way to get cows. But today, yes, the slimy trees. We are going to take 4 of these saplings and toss them in the lava. And while that's cooking, we will do the other things we need to do. So, what else do we need to do? Oh, right, we need to make a flower. We need the things for the flower. Pretty sure these are all the things. So, yellow, light gray, red, summer, fire, seed. There we go. Yeah, we don't need him to float. Yeah, he doesn't need to float. So, the Gormarillus is going to be the power source. You probably looked at the title of this episode, so you probably know that this is an apple-powered obsidian farm. Apples. So, this Gormarillus, it eats things. However much you give it, it'll eat it. Now, what else do we need? We need some of this and one of those. So we can take a glass pane and some mana steel to make a mana lens. Now, the mana lens itself doesn't do a whole lot, but if you make it a little greedy, you get a bore lens. Now, if we had the newest Botania in here, there would also be a warp lens. Oh, awesome. So I have updated to 1.3.0. It's been out for a while. It has seemed relatively stable, so there was no particular sense in not updating. So we do have the warp lens now. If you combine the warp lens and the bore lens, you can make a quarry. I don't need a quarry. I just wanted to make sure it was in there. So I do have this bore lens, which is good. We've got our Gormarillus. Almost everything else is in here. We don't really need to craft much else, I don't think. We're going to need to do something with that. But I also got this engineering diary from Eureka. This book is a diary of your progress with discovering items and blocks through the Eureka system. As an engineer, testing and experimentation is required before creating a machine. And you'll need to make and use simple machines in order to have the Eureka moment that leads to new creations. Have fun! And then we've got these Buildcraft editions. It looks like this is a modular thing, so you can include various things for various mods and then do the researching and have it be all sorts of awesome. So for this, you've got things that can double your ores, do them more automatically, super automatically, kinetic multi-tool. When did I craft 10 tools? I don't remember crafting 10 tools. Place some furnaces, place the things to heat the furnaces. Ooh, kinetic capsules. Basic kinetic energy buffer. Interesting. So, we'll need to look into those eventually. don't necessarily need to do it right now. And it looks like our things are done cooking. Yes, so we now have some liquid blue slime. Like that over there. Then we can just go book and put it in here. And then take our cactus green and put it in the slime. Now this should cook very fast. Because it's not using up a whole lot of the slime. Come on! Don't make a liar out of me. And there we are. Pipe sealant. For sealing your pipes. Pretty obviously. Whoa! How did you... Oh... Feather boots. Oh, the zombies are throwing each other at me. Come here, throwing zombie. Time for you to die. That's another interesting part of the update, which I'm gonna need to watch out for. They can ride each other. And apparently throw each other. That was unexpected. Take a little nap. Make it a little safer outside. That's what I get for actually having my base on the surface. And have ourselves some chicken. Buck, buck, buck. Okay, so back to what I was saying. Oh, jeez, there are creepers in the pool. All sorts of bad stuff going on. Okay. So as I was saying... You can just take your pipes and seal them such that they can transport liquids. That's all I wanted to say. Oh, I also needed... What did I need? There was something I... Oh, right! I needed living rock. I know I've got quite a bit piled up, but I don't want to use my decorative living rock to make the things that I need. So we'll let this cook for a second and check on the quest book, because the quest book is also different. Ooh, 2 quests with unclaimed rewards. Ah, it finally recognized that I killed all those Endermen. So we get Ender Lily Seeds, some End Stone, and an Ender Chest. I can make either of these without too much trouble, but the End Stone is probably the better choice right now. Magical inhabitants. Kill the witch. Strange lady with a pointy hat outside the base, and now tossing stinging liquids at me. Ouchie! So, yeah. Kill 5 witches, get a bucket of witch water, and tainted blood pendants of different types. Those could be handy. Those are Botania potion effects. That is pretty sweet. Oh, right. I forgot to tell you the reason why I'm making an obsidian farm. The Galgadorian metal stuff has changed. Let me actually show the steel casings. So instead of the ingots, they now take the lumps. And the lumps, well, you hammer a lump. And that comes from Ender-infused obsidian, which takes obsidian. Comes from magical wood, which takes levels. We'll get to that in a bit. Alamite, which takes, you guessed it, obsidian. So we've got various needs for obsidian. Osmium is just osmium. The reinforced metal, well, takes obsidian, potentially. There are other ways of getting it, but there are a lot of things that could potentially need obsidian, so having a farm for it is probably a good idea. Did that just pop out a squid? It did. So yeah, at least this plant acts like it used to. It'll sit there for a while, and eventually it'll pop out a squid. Oh, that's a creeper riding on something. Probably another creeper. Can't be having any of that. There we go. So, let's put our squid away. Pick up our living rock and build the thing that we made the living rock to make. What we're going to be making is a mana void. Pa-pow. Mana void. This is one of those things that when you just read the description, it sounds like the most worthless piece of garbage you'll ever see. But it is really useful for this sort of automated gadget. So we're going to come down into a preloaded little cobblestone farm. And what we're going to do is make a fully automatic cobblestone requisition system. So the mana void, what it does is it accepts a mana burst from a spreader and nullifies it, turns it into nothing. So we're going to need ourselves a mana spreader. Got all sorts of things in here that I need to get out. So we need a mana spreader. Book. Pointing at the void. These spreaders won't fire without a target. Now, I believe the redstone ones will. Now we add this lens to change the effect of the beam. The boar lens destroys blocks. Well, it doesn't necessarily destroy them, it breaks them. So when this gets mana, it'll go pshoo, right through the cobblestone into the void. And then the lava will come through, replace the cobblestone, and the next time it gets mana, it'll do it again. Now, where do we want to put it? Well, I would love to throw it into this crucible. So let's put this pipe here. We will put our crucible over the lava such that it does its job. We're going to want to pump things out via there, but we forgot a crucial ingredient. The one I always forget. The lever. And I didn't have to leave because I had wood on me. Because we need to be able to turn this thing on. So let's steal a piece of cobble. And there we are. So this, we'll throw it into a stone barrel. And our bucket is empty from making the flour. There we go. And here we are with some water. Now, whenever this barrel fills with lava, it will be turned into obsidian by the water, and then... Oh, we don't have a chest. So many things being forgotten. So it'll turn the lava into obsidian, and then the hopper will be able to pull it out and toss it into a chest. Now, I might need to tear a couple things down such that I can get a good angle for placing the hopper. It's always the trouble with these setups, is doing it in the right order from the right direction. So, yeah, I'm not sure I can get in there as it is. So let's break this guy. Place our chest. Chest. See if we can place our hopper from here. I don't think so. Okay, so now we can place our hopper, our stone barrel, we can put back our redstone engine, and our water. Okay, so now to get it into the crucible, we need to use a hopper. We can't just hopper hawk it straight into the crucible. And whenever you're going to hopper hawk something, it's best to use item frames. So it only grabs the things you want it to grab. For the sake of getting things as far down as possible, we're going to put the hopper hawk on this side. And we're going to need another cobblestone to put in the frame. Pow. Then we'll put the hopper hawk here, such that if we go shacrack, it puts it in there. Brilliant. Now we just need fuel for this automatic system. Well, for that, we're going to need this open crate. I'm going to put it right up there. And on that, we're going to say we want apples. We need some dirt. Come on, dirty stick. Now, directly underneath that, yeah, let's put it here. We'll put our Gormarillus. And the last step is to put the floating hopper hawk right there. Drops the apples on him. It fires the beam. Generates the cobblestone, which gets put into the crucible. Now, that wasn't a whole lot. You still do end up losing some to the lava. It's unfortunate, but mostly unavoidable with this sort of setup. Once you've got the transfer nodes, you don't have to worry, but by the time you got those, you're not worried about cobblestone anyway. Now, once this has a significant amount, then I'm going to turn on the pump, because I have not had terrific experiences with these Buildcraft pipes, but the liquid hopper is still exploitable. If you were to put a liquid hopper between these two, it would generate 1/10 of a bucket for each millibucket. Or 2. It would be pretty ridiculous the speeds you'd get. They would be thoroughly exploity. So let's give this guy another apple. Watch it fire again. And it grabs all those, throws them in the hopper, fills this to the brim. I'm going to wait for this to get to a full bucket. Well, that might take a little while. Oh, there we go. Now, the beauty of this system is that those trees automatically drop their apples. They just drop them right on the ground. So this hopper hawk grabs them, plops it in the crate, feeds the guy, boom, goes through in here, goes into the barrel, creates obsidian. Now, I do eventually want to expand this, upgrade it quite a bit, get more lava being produced. Then I will likely pump it into an open blocks tank, because I have had quite a lot of luck with these. And they just take a little obsidian, which is what this is going to generate for us. Brilliant. So I'll pump that into a giant tank like that. Then I can probably use the liquid hopper from that tank to put it into an ender tank. So if we look at the ender tanks, obsidian, I'm a little short on iron at the moment. Brass, wool, and ender pearls, no problem. So then these do get filled up. So I could pump it into one of these. Once that's filled up, we won't have to worry about the slow production causing the liquid hopper to do crazy things. And I can have a giant backup storage somewhere and then use the ender tank wherever I like, because it can teleport the lava anywhere. Now, my biggest concern in all of this is whether or not a lever right here will power this hopper. I don't think it does. I think it powers this block here, which will power the engine. Here's hoping. So the engine turns on. Let's give it something to do. Come on. Fall this way. Good. So at the very least, the hopper hawk does still put things in the hopper. So that gets pushed along, and you can see the amount of lava in the barrel going up very slowly. So it's tough to decide between this and the exploit, because this is incredibly slow, but the exploit is absurdly fast. I wish I had a happy medium. So if you know of a happy medium for making obsidian, I know I could harvest it, but it's really slow on the pick, and I've got other things that need to be other things that need doing. So I will let this run for a while, and I'll let it generate obsidian while I'm doing other things, because pretty much all the mechanism stuff is going to require it. Now, farming Steve style is now 0% complete, even though I know I've done some of these. So that's a little frustrating. Pressurization is still where it was. I can still keep moving forward on that. I do need to get to these drones. I have a great mana farm idea, but it needs a drone. And then the Industrial Revolution. Still need to make these casings, but that's easier. Now, these are really cool. I would love to get an AE system working. So I'll need to go and check out some meteors, see what I can get on this. But that will need to wait for another episode. For the moment, I've got one obsidian. It's working on a second one. Not a whole lot of apples have dropped, but they're not really supposed to. I've got a bit of a reserve anyway. Okay, so those are going through, but not being put into the thing. So, this particular setup, not working. Might need to put it up there, might need to put it over here. Yeah, that might work. Did I lose my lever? This should work. So that is now moving again. There's almost no way that is charging it unless it's like Bud powered. So this is functional. It's relatively slow, but it's expandable. There are a lot of things you can do to expand it and at least theoretically speed it up. Because like you can see, even as it is now, it generates more cobblestone than this one crucible can handle. So you can line a few more up, you can work on distributing them more evenly, and then you'll get a few more obsidian. Or, if you don't mind horrible, horrible exploits, you hook up a liquid hopper here, and it'll generate more obsidian than you'll know what to do with. In my initial testing, I made, I believe, 500 obsidian in the time it took to design the slower version. That's how these things go. But that's enough for this episode. Ooh. So, that's a little close. Boop, 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 boop. So I'll see you in the next episode of Blast Off with Light.